Market Monday, special edition Market Monday, I would like to put it, because we have a ton to go over. I didn't really make a present-esque video over the course of this past weekend, was busy streaming a bit, so today's video, we're going to be going over, the normal Market Monday stuff, the content coming out this week, leaks and stuff like that, but I'm also going to go into detail about my thoughts on presents, which ones you should quick sell, which ones you should keep, and all that sort of thing. My present prediction video will not be out until not this Friday, but the following Friday. I'm going to wait until all the presents are out, and I want to see all the cards that are coming out over the next week and a half, because we've already seen certain leaks change people's predictions on certain presents already. So I want to wait until all the ghosts are out, Zero Chill, Merry Mix-Up, and all that cool stuff. Because there's still a lot of drops before we get to, I believe it's the 18th or the 19th. It's the 18th is when Ghosts will come out. So, let's get right into things. Starting off this week, we do have an MCS Zero Chill Challenge. Of course, that is on Wednesday. The card for that is Drake London. Now, I've talked to John personally. He does not know if he is getting Zero Chill Chems. Based on how low the speed rating is, I would assume that was built into the card. He is going to be getting Iron Man. That is confirmed. So he'll be able to play both corner, receiver. He'll have all 32 team chems. Zero Chill, though, chem, to get that really +2 speed from the Snow Beasts, as well as just the theme team in general. That's unclear, but I would assume they give it to him. Otherwise, the card would be really, really underwhelming. But if he gets the full chems, you're looking at a 96, I believe, a 96 speed corner and receiver. So, not the fastest corner and receiver. He's like pretty much a 1 speed less Ocho Cinco, but again, he can play both sides of the ball, and he's 6'4", 6'5". So, he will be a really, really good card. Make sure you guys tune in. Again, that is on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. You'll probably have to watch for 2 hours. Collector Series. I guess we'll quickly dive into MUT real quick. So, we got the Alvin Kamara and the Myles Garrett, and then your champions for this week, which is 4 champions, how they like to do, of course, with the starter, or starting a new collector series, you could say. Kyle Hamilton, Jason Sanders, Ray McLeod, and Rigoberto Sanchez. Unfortunately for collector series, even though they get a half Zero Chill theme team boost, right? They get the boost from Zedarius or Tim Tebow, right, for a +1 speed. They don't get Zero Chill theme team. And unfortunately, these cards, they're good, right? They're useful. They essentially are going to have to fit on a theme team for you to run them. The way I like to think of these cards, they do get a 0p ability bucket, is they're essentially the all-season players, except they don't get all 32 team chems. So if they're a part of your theme team, you definitely could run them. Although, like, I'm running Giants, and I'm not running Ray McLeod, because, I mean, he would only be 96 speed, and I have Ocho, who's 97, Neighbors, who's 98, and Dion, who's 98. So, we'll see. But speaking of collector series, if we go to MUT Leaks, we did get a tweet. This was late Sunday night. And it actually goes over not the exact dates of when all these cards are dropping. We have the next 4 weeks. Yes, I think it's 4, right? Yeah, no. Yeah, 4 weeks of content. If we go and like look at the schedule, it would be the 14th, the 21st, the 20th, or no. Sorry, the 15th, 22nd, the 29th, and the 5th. So the next 4 weeks of collector series content. The LTDs, Mahomes, Barmore, Jack Jones, and TJ Hawkinson. I mean, I'd say Jack Jones is probably like the best card there with the Raiders theme, even if that ends up getting some steam over the course of this month. Mahomes, it'll depend also, like, if they keep getting 1 0 AP bucket or 2 0 AP buckets once we get Ghost. And for your champions, right, like, I don't really... Kyle Hamilton, to me, was, like, the best name on this list. Like, Ezekiel Elliott and Devontae Adams are cool. They're bigger names. They're probably not going to be the fastest cards, I would say. And the rest of these guys, like Kobe Durant, Darnell Savage, Kevin Zeitler, Andrew... Like, I'm just not moved by a lot of these cards. So, I'll be honest, Collector Series, to me, is going to be taking a back seat, I would say, for this month. It's been a really good program throughout this entire year. But with Zero Chill Theme Team, kind of being the meta, you would say, or... If you don't have Zero Chill Theme Team, it's really hard for you to be a meta card. That's the best way I can describe it. But yeah, that's Collector Series content. Again, we don't have confirmed dates for those exact cards. You're going to have to guess, pick, and choose which ones come over the next few weeks. But those are your Collector Series champions and LTDs for the month of December. Now getting back to the content schedule. We've got Merry Mix-Up and Zero Chill Release 1.5, both dropping tomorrow. And the cards we're getting... DK Metcalf, cornerback, 93 speed. 95 zone, 94 overall, a really, really good card. And then your other LTD is quarterback Odell Beckham Jr., and I believe he is a lefty when he throws the football. His deep accuracy really is the only thing, I would say, limiting the card, if you could even say that. And then your champions, Kyle Pitts, Sam linebacker, and Tavon Austin running back. Now, there is a question, does Kyle Pitts, does DK Metcalf, do these players get Iron Man? Because they are defensive players that normally aren't offense. We'll see. I don't think they need to be I don't think they need to have the Iron Man ability for them to be good cards. They're just good cards in general, but it would be something that would be kind of unique to Merry Mix-Up, where like you're seeing the out-of-position cards in Merry Mix-Up get Iron Man. And I mean, DK Metcalf is going to be really, really expensive unless there's a crazy offer. So we will see if they do get Iron Man on their cards tomorrow. And then your Zero Chill 1.5 drop. This one isn't too big in my opinion. Jalen Hurts is a solid card, but we're getting Odell Beckham Jr. tomorrow, who I would say, actually, I don't know if I could say he's a better card. We'll have to see releases, right? They see that deep accuracy has a negative effect, like a big negative effect on OBJ, but Jalen Hurts cards normally aren't my favorite. They're not my cup of tea. We have Josh Allen too. Josh Allen still is probably going to be quarterback one, even with OBJ and Jalen Hurts coming into the game. And then your champions, Zach Thomas is pretty solid. Cowboys Steam Team has been getting a lot of cards as of late. Tavon Austin included. So Zach Thomas will be a good linebacker. Another mid-zone KO for free at linebacker, which will be good for him. And then Chris Lindstrom, right guard. So now I believe he's the first champion, other than Malata, and I guess you could say Stocky Stuffers, you know, champion level 93 overall right guard. But that drop, I would say, is not too exciting there. But that's your, you could say, like your zero chill overall 1.5 drop. That's included with Merry Mix-Up. And it seems like Merry Mix-Up will be every single Tuesday. And then the only other thing that's like super exciting, I would say, Zero Chill Release 2 that we know. Team of the Week, Week 14, plus Player of the Months. Again, Player of the Months actually might be good because maybe they give them 2 0 AP abilities, considering they'll probably be, again, they'll be what, 94, 95? And they'll be 95 overall, I believe. So they could give them 2 0 AP buckets. That would make them really, really good. And then Team Builders. Team Builders, though, is Saturday. So that's a bit of ways. You'll be getting a 90 overall for every single team. The good thing about that is those 90 overalls should have 1 0 AP bucket. So, again, more budget, I would say, offensive linemen. Although they won't be super cheap. They'll probably be in the mid-100s. Still, though, if they give them decent speed, you've got some good budget 0 AP bucket players. And then your divisional guys will be 93s, with your 2 super champions being 95 overall. So, pretty jam-packed content schedule for this week. Mutt Leaks, I don't believe the only thing we have. Ghost players will have 2 0 AP buckets, the same thing as last year. Ghost of Mutt Snow Beast on Terry Poe. That's going to be like the Zadarius Smith slash Tim Tebow card, but for Ghost, I assume he's going to give +1 speed to Ghost cards on that end. And then that's about it. Pack animations, we're getting a title update, I believe, this Thursday. And Ghost, Flashbacks, Black History Month. So Flashbacks probably going to be more in January, February range. For that content. Maybe that takes over like the Wednesday content they do usually over the second half of the year. But that is all we've got from Twitter. That is all we got from reveals and Mutt Leaks. Let's now head over into Mutt. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on coinbible.gg. Link in the description. All right, where do I want to get started? Because we have a lot to talk about. I know this video has already been running a bit, but let's get into it. First off, we did get Adam Vinatieri automatic Adam pack. This is typical EA Sports, right? Initially, this concept is really, really cool with Walker Little. Or Walker Little, is that a lineman? Cam Little. Cam Little's the kicker. The first Cam Little iteration of it, before they actually went in an hour or two after the pack release and nerfed the odds, that pack was really cool because at the time, right, pulling 83, 84, and 85 overall cards was good because it was the very beginning of the year. They then had the second iteration of it with the Brandon Aubrey. In the Brandon Aubrey pack, the odds in general were just terrible. It was I believe, an 85 or an 86 plus pack, and you pulled 85 and 86 overall cards, just weren't making anybody's team. And then we get now to the Adam Vinatieri pack, and this pack would be really, really cool if they included Zero Chill content in them. The problem is, they went out of their way to not include Merry Mix-Up, Crystal, and Zero Chill players. So it's cool, right? My friend opened quite a few and he pulled some 91 overall Redux. I think he pulled a 92 overall champion for all Madden. And like, the odds on these cards or on this pack isn't abysmal. I don't think it's as bad as the Brandon Aubrey. The problem is the cards that you are pulling are just simply, they're just lesser cards than what we're in right now. You should only be running zero chill players. They get a 0 AP ability. It's the most important thing in the game. You know, pulling a 92 overall harvest card, right? That's just not, it's not gonna move anybody, right? A 90, let's go to a random card. Brock Bowers is really, actually, no, Brock Bowers probably is the best game. He's still decent. But like Charvarius Ward, Pat Surtain, like 91 speed, unless you're running that theme team. And even if you're running that theme team, you can only get them up to 94 speed. They're just not, right? Especially in their B and D. So like you're sinking coins into just cards that we have 90 overalls and 87 overall stocking stuffers that are better cards than the 90s, the 91s, the 92 B and Ds you're going to pull that aren't part of the Zero Chill program. So overall, I would stay away from this pack. Adam Vinatieri himself isn't even the best kicker in the game. He's the 3rd best kicker in the game. Aubrey is better, and the new Jason Sanders that dropped today both have higher kick power than Adam Vinatieri. Adam Vinatieri does have the 0 AP bucket, but also Jason Sanders has that bucket who came out with the Collector Series today. So stay away from this pack, and shame on you, EA, because this would have been a really fun pack to open over the next few weeks if they included Zero Chill players. I definitely would have opened a few just to kind of build out a base B&D team of like 90 overall offensive linemen, you could say. Next up, before we get into presents, I guess just overall market talk right now. We're, of course, since Zero Chill has come, now the market has come down a little bit, especially on the snow market, and snow really is controlling everything right now, right? It's making training expensive, because if you reroll the 83 plus Zero Chill reroll really isn't that bad. But right now, everything for the most part is inflated. It's really hard to invest overall in the market, right? And just to give you guys some comparisons. Now, I know the Christmas Day market is really cheap, but just to give you some throw out some numbers of the Christmas market from last year. 90 overalls were going for 50 to 55,000 coins. Even 90 overalls during like the Ghost promo were going for 75,000 coins because they weren't really that needed. 91 overalls, which right now are going for 140k, 150k unfiltered, we're going for 75,000 coins on Christmas morning, maybe even cheaper. And then 92 overalls were actually minned out at 105k. So you could pretty much say the market by Christmas morning is going to cut in half. That just shows you how there's not really much information to take from that, other than that the market is super inflated right now because of the demand for snow, the demand for training. The good thing is the demand for snow really is always peak during the first week of Zero Chill, because you need snow for a lot of miscellaneous things like upgrading your snow beast, you know, buying your Ocho Cinco in the store. Now we are going to have to upgrade Taylor Mays. And then, of course, presents probably earning their most demand for the first drop because they're brand new and stuff like that. So snow is, you could say, at its peak value right now. It can't really crash before Christmas, but it could definitely come down a bit, and that will overall lower the market. But right now, again, with building your team and just overall, there's not too much to invest in. Team builder investing, I'm going to eventually get to it. It's just right now, the market is way too expensive to even think about buying into any specific overalls. And of course, when you're building your team, you're going to want to, that's the thing, Zero Chill cards like to invest in. Zero Chill cards are also just great. Like these 90 overalls, I'm using a plethora of these 90 overalls for my team. They're still going for 155, 160k. You can filter down and get them a bit cheaper, but, you know, they're probably going to shoot back up to that 160, 170 range for Zero Chill Part 2. So overall, it sounds really dumb because we're in like December, right? Heart of the Mutt year. But the market right now, there's not a lot overall to do because everything's just inflated and you can't really do much until the market comes down to some reasonable prices. So with that being said, let's get into presents and really my strategy moving forward with them. So the first thing, right, we just talked about how snow is overpriced. I would not ever buy snow with coins. And the reason I say that, presents this year, and you can go and watch back videos from last year. Also, go watch present opening videos. CC has, I think, 2 videos where he opens up every single present from last year. Presents are the exact same as last year, even down to the Quicksell amounts. Even really, Zero Chill as a whole this year is very copy and paste from last year, from the Quicksell amounts of the Zero Chill players, like their snow amounts, to the presents and their Quicksell amounts. The expected, how do I say it? Like expected cards we're going to get back from presents, it's going to be the exact same as last year. So that's bad in the sense like it's kind of a little bit boring, but good because we know what to expect on Christmas. We could just go back and look what happened last year, and it's going to tell us what's going to happen this year. And last year, the biggest thing, and we kind of talked about this, it's actually deja vu. You could probably go back to the first Market Monday after Zero Chill last year, and I was probably talking about how presents weren't worth it back then. And the matter of the fact is, every single promo present is an L. It is an L. The best example I can give, you know how I talked about those Christmas Day prices of 90 overalls being 50k, 91 overalls being 75k, and 92 overalls being 105k Christmas morning? Let's even not say the market gets that cheap. Let's actually raise that up one bit. So let's say 90s go down to 75k, 91s go to 100k, and 92 overalls are 125k. This Merritt Green present right here, pretty self-explanatory. It's a Team of the Week present. Last year, I believe it was an 89 or a 90 plus Team of the Week. Let's be generous and say it's a 90 plus Team of the Week. First off, 3,660 snow right now. And we'll be generous again. We'll say snow's only worth 50 per when you're opening up presents or whatever. Like when you buy presents, 50 per, even though right now it's going from around 60. Even at 50 per, this present is worth 183k coins worth of snow. Now, can you take snow and directly convert it to 183k coins? Not really. We'll talk about a reroll. That's not bad to convert snow to coins. But even at 183k, we just listed off the prices of 90s, 91s, and 92s on Christmas morning. You would have to pull a 93 overall, the highest overall you could pull in this present, just for you to, in essence, make a profit by holding this present. And it's going to be that way for every single promo present, right? The most feared present last year was an 80 or an 82 plus. You have to pull a 90 overall, and even a 90 overall isn't really that crazy. This gift only Quicksell for 340 snow, 340 times 50, that is 17,000 coins, right? An 87 overall most feared card is probably going to be going for 12, 13,000 coins, so that even still is lost. You have to pull a 90 overall just to profit. And the bigger thing is, because it might sound like, oh, I'm going to be pulling 93. I understand. Every time, like, we'll go back to the Team of the Week present. Every single time you pull a 90 overall, which is going to be common. Every single time you pull a 90 overall, and they're, let's say, going for 75,000 coins, you're losing 100k of value. Expected value, right? Or the value of snow to coins right now. So, I'm warning you. I have my presents because I'm, like, trying to collect some. I'm a content creator. I need them but I'm going to Quicksell eventually. Pretty much every single one of the promo presents down to one. I don't really think there's a promo present I like. Maybe all Madden, because all Madden 92s might go for a little bit, but like I don't even know if I like that. The only non-player presents I like are the base ones. So like small present, large present, medium present, and extra large present. The base ones, and the reason I like these, one, go watch CC's video last year. He opens up a ton of these presents. They are very, very good. The upside on them, you actually pull a lot of the higher overalls, and you get a majority Zero Chill players. And Zero Chill players will still hold value after Christmas because, one, the Snow Store, right, there's still going to be, plenty of offers there, but the presents actually stay in the Snow Store. They don't go away on Christmas. That was like a big thing last year where I lost some coins buying some player presents as investments, right, once they were already out, is these stockings remain in the store after Christmas. So a lot of people watch, their favorite creator open up presents. It's like, oh, I want to see if I can pull an LTD present. And they'll go buy snow on Christmas morning, on the 26th, on the 27th, and then open up the stockings. And, because they already know what's in them, they can kind of judge if they want to spend coins on them. So snow still, and of course, we have content drops after Christmas. So snow retains its value pretty well after Christmas, so it makes it to where if you pull an 87 overall stocking stuffer, an 87 overall stocking stuffer is probably going to go for 30 to 35,000 coins, whereas an 87 overall in general is going to be going for around 12, 13,000 coins. You're getting like double, triple the value just because they still Quicksell for snow, and they go in a plethora of Zero Chill sets. So hopefully some of you guys got from all that. You can go back and watch videos from last year. It's the biggest probably misconception of the MUT community the last few years. Not all small presents are good. Small promo presents have been bad for like 4 years. I think the last time small promo presents were good was Madden 22. Madden 23, we had a glitch, we had a loophole that made them smaller, but they were ass if we didn't have the loophole. So I'm going to be keeping all of my base presents, and then I'm probably going to be quick selling down to 1 for each of the promo presents, which I actually don't even have every single one of them. I'm still missing, like, the collector series and stuff like that. Player presents, it's really up to you, and it's really up to how good the card is, right? Like, Megatron last year went for in the millions of coins, whereas, like, another 94 overall, like, Aiden Hutchinson or Dexter Lawrence only went for, like, 500, 600k. So it really just comes down to how good is the card. Of course, they'll probably get to 0 AP buckets, so it'll be overall pretty good, but, you know, we'll see. The 90 overall hero presents went for around, like, 100,000 coins, so honestly, I'm keeping all my player presents, and I'm just going to roll with those. I don't even have that many as it is, so that's that. But yeah, I'll probably be quick selling my extra promo present and using that to roll. And actually, I forgot to mention this with the snow store. I ended up, I don't know about you guys, I've talked to quite a few people in terms of, like, it's like 100,000 snow to clear out the entire stocking store. I ended up plus, I think it was 9,000 snow. After, like, if I were to quick sell all my presents, I ended up plus 9,000. So rolling stocking stuffers is still fine. I would say the large stocking stuffer was the worst for me, because you lose like 500 snow unless you pull, like, for the base ones, you just lose 500 snow every time, and that's a considerable amount. So rolling the stocking rerolls is actually not bad if you just quick sell the presents you don't want, and then keep the LTD and player presents and stuff like that. As for the rest of the snow store, if you have snow, or, you know, you're out of the stocking stuffers, I mean, I would still keep snow for, like, future stocking stuff or refresh and stuff, but the best use of snow just in the store to convert snow to coins, of course, the 90 overall sellable Zero Chill Fantasy Pack is good. The 93 overall sellable, which you don't actually see in my snow stores, I've already bought it. That one is really good. Those are really only going to lose value over time as snow loses value. And then just kind of the general broad, if you've already out of all the refreshes of, like, the limited offers, this 87 plus Zero Chill player pack is actually pretty good. Now, it kind of hurts that 90 overalls are down a bit, but I've opened up 19 of these. I've pulled 10 90s, 7 87s, and 2 93s, and the consensus around the community is you actually pull more 90s than you do 87s. You're not going to return that 70 or 60 per snow rating. It's probably around a 35 to 40 snow return, but it's the best you're going to get if you're out of all the limited snow offers that, of course, don't refresh until this Thursday or the following Thursday. Okay, I think that pretty much covered what I wanted to get through to you guys with presents. It's unfortunate because it's the same as last year, but promo presents just simply are not that good. I think the only other thing to really talk about, head-to-head event did get an update today. Instead of it now being a full game, you now play a half. This event is really good if you're decent at the game. Of course, 10-0 gets you 70, I think it's 78,000 snow, or 7,500 snow, which of course, valued right now, that's around 350 to 400k coins worth of snow if you were to buy it on the auction house. If you do the tiered events, which is pretty much just a multiplier, the tier 2 is like a ×6 multiplier for your snow reward, and then a tier 3 is a ×10. Of course, if you go 10-0 in those, you get a 73,000 snows worth of millions and millions of coins, which is why I kind of say I just would not recommend going out and buying snow with coins. I would try to earn it naturally as possible, either through the event, through solo challenges, through the offline event, through the field pass. I think you're going to be losing coins if you spend coins on snow and then take the snow and buy presents, for example. But that is all for Market Monday. Don't know if I'll have a video out later this week. We'll probably just see you guys next Market Monday. But the snow or present player prediction video, again, will be on the 19th. That's kind of when I plan on doing that. So it'll still be actually kind of a week before Christmas morning. But that's all for Market Monday. I will see you guys next time. And until then, peace.